I'm sorry, but if you're black, you're not country. I don't care. Like, and I wish I meant that in the nicest way. But, like, babe, I know you were raised in the country, or your grandparents were, I guess, your great granny and grandpas, but they was picking, okay? They wasn't planting. Just keep that in mind. They wasn't making money. They was getting sold for money. You ain't country.
You're a fibber.
But if you're black, you're not country.
Fibber.
I know he hurt you, babe, but you won't come clean. They say time heals all, but the pain runs way too deep. You lied to yourself so much that you started to believe that love doesn't last, 'cause it's all you've ever seen. Grab the matches, start a fire. All the memories in the flames, it's behind us. See the gold and the red, new horizons. Let it burn, let it burn. 'Cause I don't take life for granted. 'Cause my pa taught me the good ways. How to get myself a woman, and how to make her wanna stay.
We locked the door and turned them lights down low. Put some music on that's soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. Never felt a feeling quite as strong. I can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man.
This ain't Texas, ain't no hold'em. So lay your cards down, 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 down. So park your Lexus and throw your keys up. Stick around, round, 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 round. Stick around. And I'll be damned if I can't slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie and a real live hold down.
Historians, the origins of modern-day country music begin with bluegrass. Bluegrass relies on the acoustic sounds of string instruments, and the banjo is a staple. The banjo is a West African instrument brought over in the 1600s via the transatlantic slave trade. The instruments were originally made out of boards and had been popular in the region way before American slavery started. Other instruments like the fiddle and tambourine were also integral to bluegrass, and also had links to Africa. Now, as enslaved Africans were forced into the Americas, they continued to make these instruments. But Black influence didn't stop there. Work calls and chants became lyrics to these sounds, and these chants, also known as spirituals, helped to tell stories, keep the pace, and secretly spread information. For example, the songs of the Underground Railroad had secret coded directions to help slaves escape to the north. Fast forward a few hundred years and take this lyrical storytelling element with this acoustic string sound, and you got the foundation of country music. Now, while these spirituals were essential to a slave's motivation, survival, and possible freedom, how did this music enter into mainstream white Southern culture? The answer? Blackface. By the 1800s, music created by Black people became popular within mainstream white music, and minstrel shows helped bring these songs to the spotlight. Well, sort of. Well, let me explain. You see, minstrel shows were like OG American theater. They usually would consist of variety comedy shows. Think SNL, but like super racist. Since black performers weren't allowed in white spaces, white performers would paint their faces black, play the banjo, fiddle, and other bluegrass instruments, and perform satirical slave songs and dances. They would do skits and speeches in exaggerated black Southern dialects. So essentially, they stripped African slaves of their tribal cultures, made it illegal for them to speak their native language, made reading English punishable by lashings or worse, and then created a theatrical art form to make fun of them for the music and dialects they were forced to create for themselves. Things get a little messy once you learn that these iconic white artists actually got their trade from other black artists. Hank Williams was mentored by Rufus T. Tot Payne, Johnny Cash was taught from an early age by Gus Cannon, and black guitar player Leslie Riddle was known as one of the pioneers of the finger-picking guitar style, favored by Maybelle Carter. And while legal segregation has been outlawed in the United States since the 1960s, Americans still have trouble giving black artists credit within the country genre.
The Cloud Honey, what a disgrace. Baby girl was pissed to the highest level of festivity that Beyonce would have the mitigated gall to create a country album. I guess she didn't read. You know, reading is fundamental. Country music is derived from black slaves, but I digress on that. So, of course, once this video went viral, she was quickly identified. Her name is Asa Blanton, and she is a student at Indiana State University. She is a nursing student. Now, y'all know, when it comes down to nursing and the disparities that black people face, we definitely have to be vigilant and do our due diligence when we see people that have displayed outright racism and wanting to enter into that field, because we definitely can't be playing around with our health anymore. So, of course, the school has been contacted, and this is the statement that we got from Indiana State University, saying that they are aware of the situation and that they're monitoring it, and that the students' comments do not align with their institutional values. But this is the statement. They didn't say any type of consequences or recourse in regards to this, nothing. Again, this young lady is in the nursing program. And y'all know Beyonce's internet, the congregation of Beyonce's internet is not having it. So they are continuing to contact the school as well as the dean of nursing to inquire on what is going to happen with Asa Blanton.
I really wasn't prepared to do a video today, but I want to talk about Asa Blanton of Indiana State University. If you don't know, she's going super viral for saying that black people don't deserve to be in country music. There's like unconscious bias, and then there's like hate that's seeping out of someone's pores, and she is the hateful person that would be at your bedside refusing to give you pain meds if you're a person of color under her care. And probably not just people of color are at risk with her. Like, I can imagine this person who lacks so much empathy and common sense would come up with a lot of ways to deny proper care to a number of people for a number of arbitrary, mindless reasons. But in 2024, there should be absolutely no exception and no allowance for these types of people to be in healthcare positions. So I'm gonna do this. If you feel compelled, I implore you to do so as well.
So I decided to look up Asa. We'll do an input of her name, Asa Blanton. And then we'll hit search and let's see what pops up.
Stay in the left lane.
There you have it. We got a Asa Marie Blanton. She is a active CNA right now in Seymour, Indiana. So let's click on her name and let's see what's going on. Her nursing or her CNA licensing was issued September 10th of 2021. So yeah, she has been doing her CNA care work, taking care of these so-called black people she just got done talking about for the last, 3 years? 3 years. So there you have it. She is actively working in the medical field and going back to school to become a nurse with the same mind mentality that she has towards black people. She then want to take care of black people. Make this make sense, y'all. Here we go again with another Becky. Cultural appropriation, meaning y'all didn't originate or create country music. A cultural appropriation is when you steal something from another culture and then you water it down and say that it's yours and you invented it, which you did not. Country music started with who today the world will call slaves, which are the Israelites. It's called a banjo. It's an African instrument that came from West Africa, where y'all took the slaves from, where y'all took the Israelites from and took us into captivity on the transatlantic slave ship. Well, in slavery, we created spirituals. We played the banjo, created music, and that is the root behind where country music came from. Why don't you go ahead and do your research? This is a lesson for you before you open up your mouth out of jealousy. Because you're jealous of Beyonce. You're jealous of the fact that she created this song. You're jealous of the way she looked. But it's nothing new. So-called Edomite woman has always been jealous of so-called black women. That's just what it is. It is never going to stop. That's why y'all cultural appropriate everything behind what we do, what we wear, how we look, how we talk, even all the way down to dating so-called black man. Ain't nothing new about it. But now you need to get you a history lesson and find out what is white culture. I'm waiting. I want to know what is white culture. Because according to what so-called white culture is, it's when you steal culture from somebody else, like the so-called blacks, the Israelites, and then you claim it as your own. So here we go again. Back all the way around, back to square one. Nothing new. We created every good thing Israelites created, so-called black people created, and y'all stole it and you made it your own. And then you put your name behind it. Y'all signed it on a dotted line that it was yours, even though we created it. Every invention, every great thing that's needed today to run America was created by a so-called black person. Do the math on it. You'll learn today. So if you really want to get technical, nah, you not country. But guess what? Like you said, you might have grew up in the country, or your grandmammy, your grandpappy, they wasn't making money, they was being sold for money, and that they was picking. Don't worry, because you're going to very soon find out what that feels like to be a picker. Okay? And so I'd advise you to learn to get something, create something for yourselves. Okay? So we can capitalize off of y'all.